Look at this. 3D printed houses by IconBuild. I had an interview with them once. I asked to put it on halt and then ended up not working there, but basically looks like a normal house. A little small, but normal. That's so cool. There's so many. That's a kind of big one. they block off the actively being printed sites. That guy needs a 2x10. So like I said, I almost worked at IconBuild. Well, I had an interview, and then I was going to have a technical interview. No, I did. Okay, it was with an engineering manager for front-end development, and I think his name was Michael as well. But he, it was going to be a React job, which I'm totally comfortable with, and I was excited about because it was also going to use ArcGIS, although I mentioned that I didn't think ArcGIS was totally necessary in React but that was, that wasn't an important opinion, and it was still an evolving opinion. So I just said, hey, maybe it isn't necessary. Anyway, and I wasn't really sure about moving to Austin, and I had some other questions that I needed to answer first in general, but I was really excited to potentially work there. But like if I could choose the funnest possible job, that would be it. And it's not just for fun. There's a mission to it too. However, I feel like there are a couple of other problems that are a little more pressing that I could help solve. And that's namely the fall of civilization itself. Because the birth rate is declining. So in every country, every country in the world, the birth rate's declining, and in every non-sub-Saharan African country, it's below replacement level already, or about to be. So that neighborhood that I just walked through, it could be that in a couple hundred years, it's the only neighborhood around here that's still standing, unless they're like using brick. Like a lot of the materials used are so cheap. The founder of IconBuild talks about it in a South by Southwest talk from 2022, I think, maybe 2021. I think it's 2022. Anyway, really good talk. But the issue is population's going to increase as people age. But by the end of the century, I think it's going to happen even sooner because it's accelerating. We're going to start seeing ghost towns everywhere. Creepy, large neighborhoods of old houses with nobody living in them. So many. It's going to start as soon as the housing problem stops being a pressing issue. Because it kind of is a pressing issue right now. It's just that there are other issues as well. So a lot of people aren't focused on it, like me, because as soon as population peaks, it's not an issue anymore. We have too much housing. I think the quality of houses is bad enough that we'll start to see a lot of crumbling neighborhoods before we really realize there's a surplus of housing. We're going to have a lot of abandoned houses, and there'll be a shortage of taken care of houses, but it'll be that way until the last human's alive. But I'm about to go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and the population has decreased over the past 20 or 30 years. And just look at pictures and see what it does to the spirit of a city when that happens. When a company like GM moves overseas It's a little similar to what happened to Detroit, just not as big of a scale. And just think about that. Just think about the entire world being like that. Look at it in China, the huge buildings they built. Even though their birth rate has been declining for a long time, they released the one-child policy, and birth rate went down. It's collapsed 60% since they got rid of the one-child policy. Go figure. China doesn't need more housing. A lot of countries don't anymore. Japan doesn't. They need a way to maintain the housing they have. But really, the birth rate issue is such a fundamental issue. Still though, if it weren't for that, I hope that someday I can work on, man, IconBuild is so cool. I love 3D printing. I love all kinds of engineering. And the software side, the 3D stuff, it's just so exciting to me. I love it. It's like what my brain was made for. It's just, man, it's it would just be fun. I feel like I can help with other issues. If I was just a programmer, that I would definitely love to work there. But I've done a lot of, I've researched a lot about psychology and biology, neuroscience, physics. Don't think that'll be relevant. Maybe the scientific side, reading papers and stuff. Just feels like there's going to be a lot of stuff I can help with. Data science. There's going to be a lot required to solve the biggest issue that we have. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I can draw attention to it and then I can do what I love more. IconBuild is such a cool company. I wish there were more companies like that. And I wish I could invest in it. Although, private equity, I think there's a lot of money in private startups, not so much in public companies, which is the sort of one of the main points of IconVest. Oh gosh. Okay. New Jersey. Well, look here. We don't drive that way in unnamed road, Texas. I'm from Utah. So that's all. I just wanted to say I love IconBuild, and I wish I could justify working for them, assuming they'd even hire me now. But still, I think being a Google developer expert would help, even if it's for Angular. Their engineering manager used to be an Angular developer. I think that's why he loves ArcGIS. More Angular devs are exposed to that, but yeah, I love IconBuild. I hope they succeed. That neighborhood's going to be 100 homes. Who knows? In a few years, they'll be building 100,000 homes per year. Why not?